When many people think about trauma or PTSD, they picture fear, panic, flashbacks, or emotional overwhelm. And those are very real trauma responses. But trauma can also look very different. Some individuals experience what researchers in narrative exposure therapy describe as two broad patterns of traumatic stress response: uproar PTSD, shutdown PTSD. These are not official DSM diagnoses, but rather helpful ways of understanding how the nervous system may react to overwhelming experiences. And importantly, many trauma survivors experience both patterns at different times. Understanding these responses can help reduce shame and increase compassion for oneself and others. Uproar PTSD is associated primarily with sympathetic nervous system activation, the body's alarm and mobilization system. This is the classic fight, flight, or panic response. When the nervous system perceives danger, it prepares the body to survive. Common symptoms may include hypervigilance, panic, or intense anxiety, startle reactions, intrusive memories or flashbacks, nightmares, racing thoughts, irritability or anger, feeling emotionally overwhelmed, difficulty relaxing or sleeping, constant scanning for danger. In uproar states, the nervous system is essentially saying, something dangerous is happening. Stay alert, stay ready. Many people recognize these symptoms relatively quickly because they are emotionally intense and highly distressing. The suffering is often obvious both to the person and to others around them. Shutdown PTSD is linked more strongly with parasympathetic defensive responses, especially forms of immobilization or emotional shutdown. Instead of intense activation, the nervous system moves toward conservation, numbness, disconnection, or collapse. Common symptoms may include emotional numbness, feeling detached from oneself or others, dissociation, feeling unreal or disconnected, reduced emotional responsiveness, fatigue or heaviness, social withdrawal, difficulty thinking clearly, loss of motivation, feeling shut off, reduced awareness of bodily sensations, a sense of emptiness or deadness. In shutdown states, the nervous system is essentially saying, this is too overwhelming. Disconnect. Go numb. Conserve energy. Unlike uproar PTSD, shutdown symptoms are often less obvious. And this is important. People are frequently more aware of uproar symptoms than shutdown symptoms. Why? Because uproar symptoms are loud, emotionally intense, and disruptive. Shutdown symptoms, however, can feel strangely normal over time. Some individuals may not realize they are dissociating, emotionally numbing, or disconnecting because these states can become chronic adaptations to overwhelming stress. In some cases, people describe it as, I just feel tired. I don't feel much anymore. I'm functioning but not really alive. I feel disconnected from myself. Shutdown responses are not weakness. They are survival responses. The nervous system is trying to protect the person from overwhelming emotional pain. Different trauma states often benefit from somewhat different stabilization strategies. These are not cures for PTSD, but they may help some individuals regulate the nervous system and increase present moment awareness. For uproar states, when someone is highly activated, the goal is often to help the nervous system slow down and regain a sense of safety. Helpful approaches may include slow breathing exercises, grounding through the five senses, progressive muscle relaxation, structured routines, gentle movement or walking, mindfulness focused on the present moment, reducing overstimulation, and supportive social connection. One example is slow rhythmic breathing, such as the 4-7-8 breathing method or paced breathing exercises. The goal is not to force calm, but to gradually signal safety to the nervous system. For shutdown states are often different. In severe shutdown, some calming exercises may actually deepen disconnection. Instead, the goal may be gentle re-engagement and reconnection. Helpful approaches may include orienting to the environment, naming objects in the room, gentle physical movement, temperature stimulation, such as holding something cool, rhythmic movement, safe interpersonal connection, music or sensory stimulation, light activity that increases engagement with life. Sometimes people in shutdown states need activation rather than further slowing down. But this must be done carefully and safely. The encouraging news is that trauma responses are not signs of personal failure. They are adaptive survival responses of the nervous system. With appropriate professional treatment, many individuals experience substantial improvement. Approaches that may help include trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapies, narrative exposure therapy, skills training and grounding approaches, EMDR, somatic and body-based approaches, carefully paced exposure work, supportive therapeutic relationships. Healing often begins with understanding, and understanding reduces shame. This video is for educational and informational purposes only, and is not a substitute for mental health treatment, medical care, or crisis services. Trauma symptoms, dissociation, panic, depression, and emotional shutdown can be serious and may require evaluation and treatment by a qualified healthcare or mental health professional. If you are experiencing thoughts of self-harm, suicidal thoughts, inability to care for yourself, or are in immediate danger, call 911, contact emergency services, or go to the nearest emergency room. If trauma symptoms are interfering with your functioning or quality of life, consider seeking help from a licensed mental health professional trained in trauma treatment. Trauma can move people into states of uproar and into states of shutdown. Both are human, both are understandable, and both can improve with compassionate, skilled care. Thank you for watching.